Minasan konnichiwa, this is WabiMoji, and this is another episode in a collection. It's a full tutorial on how to write the Japanese hiragana nicely and correctly. And in today's video we will focus on another line in the hiragana alphabet, which includes the letters na, ni, nu, and no. Whether you already know some Japanese and know how to write hiragana, or this is the time when you just started your first steps in learning, on this journey of learning Japanese, this is, I think, a good place for you. Because what happens usually is that learners of Japanese, they learn the hiragana, the alphabet, but they don't revisualize each letter. So basically they keep those mistakes that they make the first time for many years, or maybe for their whole life. So my hope is that you will come back maybe many times and recheck the rules, the common mistakes, and practice a little bit until that nice and tidy form of each letter settles in your own writing. Alright, so I don't want to make this too long, so let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look at the first letter, na. I will write it first. So ichi, ni, son, shi. Right, this is na. And now let's have a look at the main rules. So let's see. We will start here somewhere, just a little bit above this middle line, and we go with a slightly curved line upwards like this, right? And the next one starts here. It's on the left side, crosses the center of this line, right? And then it goes back with a kind of a hane, and we find a place here, right, just a little bit above this middle line, and do something like this. Imagine that we have to continue this line and go down, make a little curve and up, and another curve and down and right. Okay, so let's see. First of all, this one is not flat, it's upwards, right? And it's maybe just a little bit curved. Well, you can think it's almost straight, it's fine. And please do not go too far. Okay, keep it inside the left side. And the next line crosses the center, goes a little bit beyond this middle line here, and then it comes back. So basically what you have to think here is that we have the same proportion here, okay, and here, and also here and here, right? This one goes, it's quite oblique, right? And in this way we kind of create an X here, right? This is looks like an X. And then here, after this hane, we have to imagine that this line continues, right? And then we find a spot here and make this kind of thing. The easiest way to think is that, this is somewhere in the middle of the right side. Okay, if you don't know where to put it, some people write it very far here just to make sure there's enough space inside. That's not wrong. Well, but if you don't know where to put it, well, you just find the kind of the center and make it in the center, but make sure it doesn't go too much like beyond this line, right? And then this one also continues imaginarily, right? And we enter like this, and it's slightly curved, and you can stop here a little bit, and then you go up, make a kind of a curve, and then you go to the right and a little bit down, but please stop here. Okay, do not go too far with this one, or do not go downwards, right? So this is about the directions, right? Let me write it once again. So let's say ichi ni san shi, something like this. So regarding the balance, well, besides this X that you have to create here, and yeah, this thing that should be somewhere in the center, right, in the center. Okay, one thing to remember is that, well, we need to have a nice space here inside, right? So do not make this one too close to this one. And the best way to realize that is by keeping in mind that this one should be here in the center, or even a bit farther. It's not is not bad. And another thing, this is not just a circle. Well, it's a well, you can think it's a small triangle here. Rather, I think it's better if you imagine it like this, right? Stop here nicely. Do not go too far, right, with the last line, and there should be a small space here, which is pretty much the same with this one here. And as you can see, well, we have enough space still on the sides, right? So do not make it too, close to the sides. Okay, we still have enough space to the sides. Okay, I think this is pretty much all you need to know to have a nice balance. Now let's have a look at some common mistakes. Okay, so let's see. Now maybe somebody will write something like this. Well, this is a rather difficult letter, so there are many places where you can make mistakes. But let's say, let's consider this part. Okay. First of all, well, this one is not curved upwards, right? It's not curved upwards. Starts here somewhere and it goes up the way, something like this, and it's almost straight. But if you want to curve it a little bit, it's curved on the other side, right? And the next one again is not curved, is quite straight, okay? And it stops here, right? We don't go too far, right? And well, let's think that we did this one correctly, right? But then we write something like this, okay? And well, first of all, the order is different, so it's not 1 2 3, it's 1 2 3. And let's concentrate on this spot here. The positioning is wrong. As I told you, we should make it quite far here somewhere in the middle, and even a bit farther is not a problem. Okay, and it's not just a spot like a dot here, right? It's kind of a nice like honey like this, right? Now let's say we wrote everything nicely, 1, 2, then we managed to write it in the proper order, and then we do something like this. Well, here this is quite difficult to explain, but first of all, this one, it's a continuation of this one, so it's not curved inside, outside like this. It goes down the way, right, and then slowly you enter the left side and you go up, and finally you go left, something like this. As you can see, this one stops here, it doesn't go down like this one, right? This is not correct. Okay, so these are some 3 common mistakes, let's say, and now let's try to practice together. Let's have a look now at ni. I will write it without explanation first. So 1, 2, 3. Right, and let's see. The first line starts here somewhere in the close to the middle of the left side, right? And it goes down with a curve, slightly curved, and then up. Okay, and here, so this is the next point is here, right? So 2 and 3, right? So let's check the directions. First of all, okay, this one goes down, but it's curved, right? Here we stop a little bit and then go up, okay? And of course, this one is connected with this one. And this one is not flat, it goes upwards, right? Stop and down, and then this one is connected with this one. And for the last part, do not go straight away to the right. Imagine that you need to go a little bit downwards for a moment, for 1 millimeter, and after that you go to the right. As you can see, it ends up well, rather flat at the end. Okay. Once again, each right, ni son. First of all, let's look at this line. Well, this is in the right side, and if you think this is the center, okay, the vertical center line of the left side, then you should start here somewhere on the right side of it, enter a little bit on the left, and then come back to the right. Okay. And there is only this part, this line here in the left side. Do not bring this one here. Okay. And then if you keep this one, well, first of all, here there is pretty much the same space that we need to leave. And because we start here on the right side, right, then we will need enough space here. Okay, so it looks well, nice there. Is, you know, the letter is not too tight. It has a sufficient distance between this part and this part. And because this one goes upwards, right, so you, and this one downwards a little bit, then these two provide the feeling that it opens. Okay, this part opens up to the right side, and this will create here a nice space as well. Okay, if you write these two lines flat, then this space will not be enough here. Okay. And one more thing, of course, this one is here, so there is some distance here. Okay, this one is like this, so you have some distance there here. So this one is long, quite long, right? And this one stays inside. And also, please end this one a little bit farther compared to this one. So it should be like this. Okay. And well, of course, do not bring it too far to the sides. As usual, we need some space here and some space here as well. Right, and now let's have a look at the common mistakes. One of them would be maybe something, let's say like this. There are many problems with this kind of letters, but the first thing that kind of bothers me when I look at it is that, well, this one and this one, well, this part and this part, they're too close one to each other. So let's say, well, this is maybe not that bad, right? And the positioning, it's also not that bad, but this one is too close, right? So we should stay here on the right side. Okay, something like this, right? Okay, so do not bring it too close. Another thing that you might see is something like this, right? Well, if you make all these things curved, it will look like a kind of a circle, or like a, I don't know, a flower or something. Well, this is a little bit curved, but not that much. It's a slender line, right? It looks, it's long. It is just a little bit curved, okay? And of course, this one should be on the right side and is not like this. It opens up, and this one opens down, right? And maybe something else that you might see would be
I don't know, something like this. Okay, right. This is like in the case of ta. Actually, this part here looks pretty much like a ta. Okay, like ta is just the positioning, it's a bit different. But after we write this line, okay, this one is not down and this one up. Both of them, like, I mean, this one opens up, right, and this one opens down. Okay. So this is very important, right? Writing it in the wrong direction, it will create a completely well, different thing. And now that we seen the common mistakes, let's enjoy our practice time. Now let me write the next letter nu. Okay, so this is nu. First of all, we have this line. Okay, it's longer on the lower part. Okay, this part here, it's a bit shorter than this one. Then we start here, okay, on the right side, cross a point above the center. Okay, do not go too far, and then go up, and then again up with a curve, right, and then start to go down like this, and then up and down again, right? So, well, this is probably one of the, well, definitely one of the most difficult letters of hiragana. And first of all, well, this one it's a bit oblique, like this, right? And I usually make here short, a small hane, but you don't have necessarily to write it, to do it. And then start on the right side here, okay? And this one also is oblique, and well, this is the center, and I suggest you to cross a point a bit above the center, right, not necessarily through the center. And then, okay, so this one continues like this, and then here stop, okay, stop for the moment, right, and then go rather up, right, then I don't know, left or right or something like this, right, go a little bit up, and then start with this curve here. Okay, and this one, it's again very difficult because, well, it's hard to decide where exactly to descend, to go down here with this part. What I suggest is, like in the case of the letter A, for example, well, imagine that you want to reach here this the center of this little square, but before reaching it, you start to move to downwards. Okay, so go up and then slowly go down, and then of course you go again left. And here there's another problem. This is a bit different from other letters, so you have to go back actually, right, to the right side, okay, and then stop and go down, something like this, right? And of course here, this one, imagine that it has to continue, okay, so you reach this point here. Okay, so let me try once again, and each knee. Well, this is it's a knee, but let's say sun and down and up and down again, and something like this. And regarding the balance, well, it's quite difficult, I have to say it, but let's see. First of all, start with this one necessarily on the right side, right, on the right side here. And another thing, well, this is the center cross a point that it's above it, okay, and you stop here, okay, and go up. And here you need to create this nice space inside, okay, so do not just go straight away to the right, but go a little bit up and then like this. As you can see, well, this line, it starts at a lower level than this one, okay, and well, we have pretty much the same distance here and here, let's say, okay, and of course we need to have a nice space here inside, okay, and to do this we have to, as I told you, imagine that we need to reach a point here before going down, otherwise it will just cut kind of the letter in half. And another thing, well, these 3 points, well, I won't suggest you to be very specific with them. Well, they're pretty much on the same line, I would say. This one, well, goes a bit down compared to other letters, so it's a bit longer, okay, so it may be a bit lower position than this one with 0.5 millimeter or so, but well, it's fine even if you consider that all of them are on the same line. What is more important than that is that, well, here, okay, this one is definitely right at the upper position, okay, do not go too far down with this one, okay, with this line. And well, I think this is pretty much all regarding the balance. Well, it's a difficult letter, but let's have a look at the common mistakes. So hopefully this way a few other points will clarify. Okay, so let's say we have this line, okay, something like this, okay. Right, and in this case, this one is obviously too long, okay, too long. This one starts here, ends here, and the next one is longer. Right, this one is longer. Right. So this one is shorter, this one is longer. Okay, this is one common mistake. Well, let's say we wrote this part correctly and we did something like this, but then we do something like this. Usually if you curve it and then go, you'll have the tendency to go immediately to the right and basically don't have enough space here. Okay, so I would suggest you to stop first, go up, okay, a lot, okay? I mean, not a lot, but more than this, go up and then start to go up like this, okay? And so this way you will have enough space here, right? And now let's say this one was okay, right? This one was okay, but after this one you will do something like this. Okay, this is also wrong because this is not just a big circle like I don't know, a turtle or something. For this one we have to go up and then cut it like this. Okay, so this is not just a big circle, you have to go up and then move this way, right? And then finally gradually go down. And here we have another problem. As I told you, we have to stop here. This is not just like a knot or something. It goes up and down, right? And it stops here, right? It doesn't go down the way. Hopefully this helped, and now let's enjoy our practice time. Well, Nu was a difficult letter, but the next one, Ne, is not very far from it. Anyway, let's have a look. Okay, something like this. This is ne. So we have a vertical line here, which is quite long, and well, you can actually make it just a little bit, oriented to the left, maybe with 1 or 2 or 3 degrees or something like this, right? Then up, and we reach a spot here above the middle line, and this one is slightly curved, goes inside here just a little, then down, and then up, right, a bit farther than this level, and then we start to go down like this, and a bit flat, up and down again. Right, so this is ne. So again, this is a long line, and it's maybe 1 or 2 degrees oblique. And the next one, you can make it straight. I prefer to make it just a little bit curved, right? Slightly curved, but it's okay if it's straight. And then, well, we kind of have similar angles here, I would say. And so we stop here before this line, right? And so this is a zigzag, right? A zigzag, and then we go up here like this, and be careful, we have to go farther than this level, right, until we reach the point here. And this is just like slide, I mean, it should be nicely curved here. So this is not sharp, it's a bit curved like this, right? And then it goes abruptly downwards. So this is not like nu, this is different, right? This is different, it goes down quite quickly, right? And well, here we stop a little bit and go to the right, to the left, sorry, and well, then up like this, and then down. Okay, well, this part is pretty much the same as in the case of nu. Well, overall it kind of looks like a cat, so it's neko, right? So this is the ne from neko. And now let's check, well, here, yeah, don't forget, this is like they're connected. Okay. And now let's have a look once again and try to check the balance, the positioning. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, kind of thing. Well, this is a single line, but I tried to break it for you to understand. And as usual, we have to pay attention that, well, we need a little bit of space here, which is pretty much the same with this one here. What is important in this case, well, is that, well, we need to create here a nice space, well, which looks like a triangle, something like this. And for this one, like in the case of nu, we have to think that we need to reach a point here, like in the center. But this part is very different from nu, right? So this one goes straight. Nu was like this, a bit more curved. This one is rather straight, and you should reach a point that is at a higher position than this one. Okay, so you need at least 1 millimeter, I would say, here. Okay, and this one, well, it's maybe something like this. This one can end up on the same level with this one, but make this one slightly at a higher position. And yeah, just go in here just a little bit inside. Okay, and of course leave a little bit of space here. Do not go too far with this one. Okay, as you can see, right, there is enough space here. And well, of course, here we have a space that is pretty much the same with this one, I think. Okay, and now let's have a look at some common mistakes. You might see something like this very often. Right, and the problem with this one is that, well, it doesn't look very bad, but this one is much longer, right? This is much longer, and writing this longer avoids the problem of this one being like going too much down the way, right? So something like this. So make this one longer. Now let's say we wrote this one long enough and straight like this. Then we have the zigzag, right? And this is something again quite common. Well, there are many points where you can make mistakes here regarding this Z, this zigzag. First of all, this is not flat. Okay, so it starts here and goes upwards. Okay, and it goes just a little bit inside. Well, this is fine. It's not this. It went only a little bit here inside, but this is not flat, and it's too short, right? And this one, as you can see, went too far. Okay, so compared to this point, is too far to the left. Okay, please stop here. Okay, inside, and it's also maybe too much down the way. Stop here somewhere. Do not of course go farther than this one. You need to have a lot of space here, and after that go up. And once you went up, this one should be at the, stop at a higher position here. This is too low, right? So basically, well, this is one problem. This might be a second problem as well if you go too much inside. This might be a third problem if you go too much to the left. And this might be a fourth problem if it's not high enough, okay, and you go like this, right? And well, let's pretend we wrote everything correctly until this point. So 1 and 2 and 3, right? And even though we went here well, quite far enough, some people might think the next part is like kind of a, well, how should I call it, something like this. Right? Like something like this, well, because it gives you a good feeling, but hiragana is not like this, right? And this part is different from the case of nu, so it goes quite straight until this point, but here it curves this way, right? And this one is rather flat, goes up, and then we go down, but we stop here straight, right? So we don't go like this, okay? We have to stop here, Okay, and now that we've checked the rules and the common mistakes, let's have a look also at the practice part, right? So let's enjoy the practice. Now the last letter from this episode, the last letter of this line of hiragana. So this is no. Right, something like this. And well, we have only one line, and we start here on the right side, cross just a little bit above the center, stop a little bit and go up, and then make sure we make a nice circle, right? Something like this, right? And right, regarding the directions, first of all, well, this is rather straight and it's oblique. Okay, we have to stop here and then we go up the way, and after that, well, this is almost like a circle, right? It's almost like a circle. You can think this is something like this. I think it's not wrong if you imagine it like this, but anyway, you have to make sure you reach a point here, okay, and after that you go gradually on this side down the way. Do not go too fast down. Make sure you continue to the right for a while and then finally move down, something like this. Well, regarding the balance, let me write it once again. So it's 1, 2, tree, right? Something like this. And the balance is basically provided by this circle. So we have only one line. If you make this circle nice, you kind of have the balance as well. So everything depends on that basically. And so it's not too much to explain, but in the same time you might have a lot of problems until you get the feeling of this circle. Anyway, what you have to do is first of all, make sure that you have a nice space here, right? And after you reach this point, do not go too fast down the way. Make sure this one is big enough, round enough, so you can create an even bigger space here on the right side. Okay, something like this. Yeah, and this one can go a bit farther, right, than this point, or even if it stops on the same line, it's fine, but do not go too far. Okay, too far with it. So first you might do something like this, right? And the first problem with this one is that, well, this one and this one, okay, this point and this one are too disconnected, right? There is too much distance here. So we start here, okay, go like this and up, and we might have a little bit of distance, right? Like here, a little bit of space, but try to kind of touch, this point and then go down, right? And again, well, let's say you manage to write it like, start like this and then maybe touch the point, but if you do something like this, this is not again good, because as you can see, this part here is pretty much of the same size as this one. So let's say you found a good position here, you went this way, and then because you wanted to just make this circle quickly, you forgot to move upwards, so you went too much to the left, and this is what happened. So after this point, go up, right, and then touch, or this point, or maybe a half millimeter above it, and then go to the right. Okay. And maybe a third common mistake would be to just do something like this. And also this one, okay, as you can see, goes too far here. Okay, so the distance between these two is too much, right? So we have to make sure that we went up till this point, go up, make a nice circle, and in the end, do not hurry, keep with it, and slowly, gradually lift the pencil.
Alright, I hope you like the explanations and the practice. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Many other videos will come soon in the near future, both in English and Japanese. So yeah, stay tuned.